You're already living what most men dream of. You built the business, you left the 9 to 5, you've got freedom, but deep down, you know there's still something missing. It's because you're operating at 60%, if not less, than your potential. Yes, you built the freedom. Yes, now you can have the beach days. You can go for the dinner whenever you want. You can take time off work whenever you want. You can go on the little weekend retreats with your missus whenever you want. But you don't even want that. Freedom was never the reward, guys. The process, the grind, the hustle, the daily growth of the physique, the daily growth of the mindset, the daily growth of the business and the skill sets and the level of depth, becoming the man to achieve the next thing. That was the thing you loved. And now you've fallen out of touch with that. You've created freedom. And you feel empty because you're comparing yourselves to societal standards. You're looking at societal norms. There's 1,000 mediocre people and you're doing a bit better than them. Your e-com business, your coaching business, your real estate, your sales business is doing better than the other guys in society. But because you're comparing yourself to 1,000 guys in society or 1,000,000 guys in society, it only means you're a little bit better than mediocre. This is time where you have to completely eliminate societal standards. You never compare yourself to normal people. Yes, your day looks a bit better than theirs. This is time where you go psycho. You have to set your new standards. You got to the top of one mountain, there's a mountain range of 5 million more. You better start climbing new mountains. That's how you're gonna intrinsically feel the way you wanna feel. Like I said, guys, these beach days get boring. I've had it where I can go on little weekend retreats with the missus every weekend. You fly first class, you do whatever. Guys, I'm just in a mode now. I've got my villa. I've just literally built a corner in my villa where it's the desk, it's the monitors, it's the screens, noise canceling headphones. I've got my nicotine, I've got my focus supplements, water, coffee, and I just grind, hood up, noise cancelers on, and grind. It's time we go deeper. Like, this is hustle mode again. We need new levels of depth, new levels of consciousness. You don't necessarily need a completely new blueprint. You just need to go deeper at the blueprint. The systems you're using, the structure, the daily routine, the daily process. This is time you go psycho on that. That freedom, it creates too much comfort. And comfort is your way to suicide. You've just created yourself a new matrix when you create freedom and you come back into comfort. And what most guys tend to do is they fall into the comfort and they get agitated, but they don't really realize what they need to do and they start chasing again. As opposed to aligning, they start chasing. And chasing causes you to then just rush and do things that aren't necessarily aligned with that next level because you haven't even thought about what that next mountain is. You're just chasing. Okay? And most guys then go, okay, well, the business is, there's all these shiny objects. There's 100 ways we can make money. There's 100 ways I can get in a little bit better shape. And you just try and do all of them. And you dilute your focus every day. And sometimes you even go backwards. I've seen this multiple times where guys get up to a good point, 20, 30, 50, 100K months, and then they start retreating because they lose focus. They stop following the blueprint and they retreat back to just trying to do everything, just trying to chase, to just try and get more because high testosterone men are gonna want more. But when you're in comfort and your systems are gone, your daily process is gone, and then it's erratic, you can retreat and you're gonna feel more lost. What you need right now is a clear goal, you need clarity, you need a blueprint, and you need to focus on how I set up my day. Leverage. You wanna wake up, you wanna start your day slow. Wake up early and you wanna have an hour where you come down, it's the electrolytes, it's the water, it's the coffee, it's the morning supplements, and you wanna get straight into your AM alignment and AM assumptions. I teach all my clients this in all the programs, it's compulsory. In the elite fitness, in the elite fitness and mindset, in the elite business and personal brand, and then the black room, guys. Compulsory. And you go through, you get everything off your chest, and you go through the state you need to be to get to that next level. Once you've done that, you guys wanna be going to the gym, you wanna be coming back, and then you wanna be doing a 4-hour work block on the highest leverage task. Basically, what's the one thing in your business right now that if was mastered at the highest level would solve 99% of your problems? Then you wanna be spending 4 hours of time on your first lever. Then you wanna be spending 2 hours of time on your second lever, and 1 hour of time on your third lever. Guys, there's 100 ways you guys can grow your business. But you just need to focus. The biggest mistake I see with my Black Room clients when they join me, these guys are entrepreneurs in their own business or coaches, and now we're scaling from the 15, 20, 30, 40K a month upwards. What we have to do, guys, once you've already got that freedom, is we have to dial in. We have to get extreme levels of focus and systems and leverage. You're not going to get more hours in the day, but what we have to do is we have to look at the highest leverage things and just do tons of that. It's about ditching all these shiny object things with no process and just being erratic, and it's about going, no, we're gonna wake up, we're gonna do the morning process, we're gonna go to the gym, we're gonna come back, and we're gonna do 4 hours of growth on the highest leverage, 2 hours on the second leverage, 1 hour on the third leverage. Then we're gonna do a couple of hours of fulfillment. You want your business set up in a way where you can fulfill your business. Maybe your business, you don't need to do any fulfillment. You may have already hired out in that regard. But your fulfillment should always come in the afternoon. You need guaranteed growth 7 days a week. You need to be psychopathic on your structure and on your systems and on your leverage of tasks. You need to live the same day every day. What happens when you create comfort, guys, is that your days just become random. You wake up early, then you wake up late, then you go for dinner on the Wednesday night and you go for the Wagyu. And then you go to the cabanas the next day and you do some work from your phone and then you have some meals out. No, we've lived that chapter now, guys. We now need to rein it back in and go, yeah, you know what? That's cool. It's good to have it. It's not that we want to take that away from us. It's a nice to have, but it's not the need. The need is the process. The need is the growth. And we now need to come back and we need to go psychopathic. And I would live every day the same 7 days a week and just pick one afternoon. What I do, I pick my Saturday afternoon, I take that out. That's when I'll take it out and I'll go spend some time with my missus. The Sunday morning, I'll wake up, I'll do my same morning process at the same time, but then I'll just have a morning of lateral thinking. I call it my Sunday reset. So I'm technically working 6 days a week and it's half the Saturday off and half the Sunday off, but I'm still technically working it. It's still serving my goal by just allowing me to come out of the process and just lateral think, because that serves us. If you're always in the process, you can't ever look out from that bird's eye view. So like I said, we want to then go through the first, second, third leverage task. From there, we then want to go into fulfillment. We then also now need to make sure that we're prioritizing not only the gym and be more intentional in the gym with focus, but then we want to be dialed in with the nutrition, the macros, the supplementation, so we can be aesthetic, recover, focused. We don't want no crashes at any time of the day. And mindset. So we need time in the day. I always say, what's one needle moving skill set that you need right now based on everything? So if you write down what are all the areas of weakness in you and your business right now, write down all of them and pick the highest leverage one of those, and every day study it for 30 minutes a day. I do mine with my cardio. So I have 30 minutes a day where I study XYZ topic, and I'll study the same thing every day for a quarter of a year, 3 months. I might even watch the same video for 6 weeks in a row until it's so deep in my paradigm. Most guys read new books every week and they mentally masturbate over it. They go, oh, that's great, it's knowledge, but it's not sunk in your paradigm yet. Your life, your business doesn't reflect the book, the knowledge, the video you read. Like you guys, if you aren't doing what I'm saying right now, you guys should be watching this video every day until your life is this video. This is the next step for you guys who have freedom, but you're not fulfilled. It's about going psycho. It's about getting everything aligned, not just from a monetary standpoint, but now we need it aligned to your purpose. We need to start serving that bigger picture, alignment, fulfillment. You know, not selling your soul. How many guys start earning some money, they create freedom, they hustle, good on you, but you don't like what you're doing, you know? You're chasing. Your days actually just look like a well-paid job for yourself. This is where you start building your dream life, and you set up a structure which is sustainable and guarantees growth. You need the hustle, you need the process, but work into your day that study time. Work into your day that lateral thinking time. Every day, I pace up and down the side of this villa for 15 minutes, afternoon and evening. And it just allows me to come out bird's eye view. And it's almost like my AM alignment, but again at 12 at noon, and again at 8 o'clock in the evening before I dial down to bed. This is the level of depth you need to go to. I'm also going to say something else, guys. When you get to this point, this wouldn't have made sense to me 4 or 5 years ago, but it definitely has done over the last couple of years. You need to tap more into your spirituality now. You need to tap into something a bit greater than yourself, because analogy I use with my black room guys, I was on with one of my clients the other day, Finn. He's a savage. We're taking him through he's a black room guy, taking him through the full physique transformation. He's an e-com guy, he makes a ton of money, but he's got bigger goals. Taking him through elite physique. He's probably in the best shape I've seen anyone in a long time. There's guys who are physique coaches, and he fucking shits on all of them, right? It's just high standards. His daily routine is bulletproof. His physique is bulletproof. His mindset, we've rewired it. But one thing we talk about, and I talk about with all my black room guys, which becomes extremely applicable when you get to that high level of income and you need to keep going, it's spirituality. It's God. It's universal laws. It's aligning with the spiritual side. Something bigger than yourself. It's about having more faith, having that desire, faith, persistence, and just understanding that God's got your back. You're here for a reason. You're here to, Neville Goddard said this, guys. If you're going to build an empire, like you guys all are, make sure it serves the world. If you guys have a cave, you live in the cave, and you got your chick, you got your kids, whatever, and you've got 2 bulls hung up behind you, and you're like, yeah, that's weeks of food here for us guys. Maybe not for me, the rate of ribeye I eat a day, but you got 2 bulls hung up. What that does is, guys, if you understand human nature, you have to unprogram this now. Human nature would, at that point, make you comfortable, which is what's happened with freedom. You go, right, yeah, there's money coming in. I can slow down. I don't need to go out and hunt every day. I don't need more bulls. So you stop, and that's why your income goes like this, and that thermometer raises because you need it, there's pain, and then as soon as you've got enough food, as soon as you've got the villa, as soon as you've got the ability to travel, everything slows down and you lose yourself. This is where spirituality is so important. Now you've got to tap into, instead of it just being for you, instead of just serving your own life mission, instead of just creating freedom for yourself, which is chapter 1, now you've got to tap into God. Now you've got to tap into how can you impact the planet? Who can you show up for? Maybe your purpose is that you are here to do this mission to impact thousands, millions, hundreds of millions of people. You got to tap into something bigger. You got to have God by your side. You got to pick a goal that's so far out of reach, and you have to show up for it every day. You're not going to show up for something every day if it's just for yourself, because life gets to a point where it gets better, and then the more money you earn, it just kind of does this, guys. If you want your income to keep increasing, not because you need it, but because you need growth to be fulfilled, right? That's the thing. You might not need more money. You might not necessarily need tons more anyway to live a much different lifestyle. But what you need is growth. Like, you might be 20, I'm 25, right? And I'm like, guys, I'm living my dream life. I have been doing for years. People go, when are you going to stop? I'm like, what do you mean, when am I going to stop? There is no stop. There's no, I calm down when I achieve X. I set new goals. When I'm halfway to one goal, I've set my next goal. That's how I stay high frequency. That's how I stay fulfilled. Without that, guys, you can't grow. You can't feel good. You can't feel the way you want to feel. People think that it's their external which makes them feel the way they want to feel. No, your internal makes you feel the way you want to feel. And you need a mission. You need a psychopathic mission that you are going to go and hunt. And it has to be for not only the benefit of you, but for your friends, your family, the world. My programs, Elite Fitness and Mindset, Elite Business and Personal Brand, my Black Room. I genuinely believe my mission is to just help people come through exactly what I've come through, because it's changed my life. I can't live my life without what I know and the systems I have. Whether it's at chapter 1 for the guys, just getting in shape and their mindset and aligning with the man they need to become to actually facilitate a life of freedom. Whether it's the guys looking to start their business and get that level of freedom, or whether it's most likely you guys watching this video who are aligned with more like my Black Room, and you've already built freedom, you've already built a decent physique, but now it's about going psychopathic on your systems within your business, how you operate it, how you scale it, how you track everything, the level of depth of consciousness within a blueprint and the rabbit holes you go down. That's what gets you to that next level. You've got to set bigger goals with your physique, with your mind, with your business, and you've got to have extreme levels of intention with all of those. Your day has to be set for growth every single day of the year. That's how you're going to feel the way you want to feel, guys, because more lifestyle isn't going to do that. Find God, align with universal laws, understand human nature, and reprogram your mind around it in a way that serves you, and do something that serves the world, you know? I want guys to be able to do what I've done. I want guys to be able to feel the way I feel intrinsically and have the external I have. Because I've come from the bottom. I've come from that skinny fat engineer who my whole childhood was told he could do nothing. He couldn't build muscle. He couldn't achieve anything, you know? And I live a life that most men can't even fathom on a daily basis. You know, my average Tuesday is better than the best day of most people's life. My mission is just to help you guys get that. And it's going to come from truth. It's not going to come from fluff. It's going to come from you need to go psycho. That's the difference. But you guys love the psycho. You guys, once you've achieved freedom, you know freedom is cool. You know, it's not that you want to take it away. It's nice to have. And it's like, you know, for me, I always say, like, look, when I go back to the UK, when I'm in the UK, I don't mind it anymore. I used to hate it. Why don't I mind it anymore? Because I know I could just book a first class flight that night and leave again. Back in the day, I couldn't. So it's not that I want to take it away, but it's not the thing that makes me happy. The thing that makes me happy is the grind. It's the process. When you're hustling, when you're psycho, it's like you're on Call of Duty and you're trying to prestige as fast as you can. You get into flow state. You need to find the flow state. You need to find the big mission, and you need to have a process, a blueprint, and get to the level of depth and alignment it requires to achieve it. And your days are just gonna go like this. You're gonna be locked in. You're gonna be high frequency. And not only is it gonna attract you a crazy new level of life you have access to, but it's intrinsically gonna make you feel the way you wanna feel. That's what it's all about. Money in the bank account isn't everything. You know, just the muscle on your body and the veins aren't everything. We do it all as a tool to create this feeling and state we want inside. But that state we want inside just attracts the next level. You know, you guys didn't come this far. You guys didn't become this physically, this mentally strong, this knowledgeable to only come this far. You came this far so you can fucking get to the level above it. Once you climb one mountain, climb the next. That's what it's all about. Let's fucking go. More systems, more daily processes, more dialed in, more vices dropped, and go psycho. That's what you need.